All right, I got freaking kicked off because got some spam callers. But anyways, I'm just gonna clip these two videos together. But this is Deuteronomy 28, and we'll start at 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So these are the curses if we were not to listen to the Heavenly Father, which we're under the curses right now. Okay, this is verse 64. Deuteronomy 28:64. And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Okay, so this is letting us know that we were going to be scattered, all right, among all people, all the nations, okay? And we were going to what? Serve other gods, all right? So Elam, let me see. What God does the East Indians serve? They practice Hinduism. All right, so I'm just gonna paste that in there. Let's get an image. All right, this over here. All right, so this is the Jake that's over there among them people. This is what they worship. Okay, elephant with like 6 arms. This chick with like shit, she got more arms. All right. So this is what they believe in. And it even said what? Wood and stone? Right. So you got Jake into the Islam, worshiping the Mecca stone or whatever that thing is called. You got Jake worshiping wood, Christianity, all right, worshiping the cross. All right. So we were scattered and whatever nation we were scattered amongst, we were serving those false idols. And this is a curse. All right. So seeing this video, was like, damn, this has to be Jake. I ain't seen Elam with no swag, but in this video, they had a little bit of swag to them. All right. Let me grab some other scriptures. Let's get I think that's Isaiah 11. Let me see. 11 and 11 maybe. Yep, Isaiah 11 and 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time. The first time was what? During the Exodus in Egypt, right? So he's going to send out his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Patros and from Cush and from Elam. You see that? So you got our people scattered among Elam. Among who? Among these dudes right here. All right. And from Shinar and from Hamath and from the isles of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel. That's what we are. We're the outcasts of Israel because we're not in our land. It says, and gather together the disperse of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Because we've been scattered amongst the nations, right? That was the curse for disobeying the Heavenly Father. All right, it says Jeremiah 16 and 16. Wait, let me see. Yes, no. Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, which the land of the north would be America, and from all the lands, whether he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. All right, so this is going to be the second Exodus, Yahweh Shai returning, gathering the elect. All right, gathering the elect out of America before it gets destroyed, and gathering the elect, the 1/3, wherever they may be scattered amongst the heathen nations. All right. So this is a perfect video. All right, I did a lesson similar to this a couple years ago where you had some like Asian dudes, they were rapping Chin Chamu Namu Ne. The shit sound raw as fuck. The beat was raw. They had the dance move. They was, this is the exact same thing, Jake, but amongst other people. So, in order to be an Israelite, it has to go through the Father. So there's plenty of accounts of Israelite men having children with the women of the other nations. All right. And then those children learning the language of the other nation. All right. And Nehemiah was pissed. I think it's Nehemiah 13. Here it goes. Nehemiah 13 and 23. In those days, and there's nothing new under the sun. All right. Nehemiah 13 and 23. In those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab. And their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. All right, so what happened here? Jake was scattered amongst Elam, got some Elam box, had some children with some Elamite women, and bring forth Israelite children who look like Elamites, but their father goes back to the nation of Israel. So that's why we're not big on color and, so you look like a Edomite, or you're not black Israelite. No, we know it's off of your father's line. So we got Israelites that could look like this. We got Israelites that could look like the so-called white man. We got Israelites that could look like Chinese, Japanese, like we just read right here. Moab, Ammon. All right. So we're going to have Israelites that look like everybody under the sun, all nations. The fuck? Trying to think of some other scriptures. Let me get, where is that at? Isaiah 14 and 1. It says, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, like we just read, right? In that Jeremiah, he was going to set them back in their land that he gave to their fathers, right? And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And these strangers are Israelites, all right, that are not living in the land. We're strangers right now, okay? We're strangers. Why? Because we're not in our land. So these are Israelites that are going to wake up to the fact that they're Israelites, and they're going to cleave to the house of Jacob. They're going to cleave onto the ones who are teaching that, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the Israelite foreigners that are scattered among the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations. They're going to cleave onto the men of Israel, the true prophets, apostles, which, that's us today, cleaving onto the apostles, our elders, etc., right? Verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. Now, this is talking about the literal, physical heathen, okay, that are not Israelites. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Okay, so this is Israel waking up, getting put into their land, and ruling over these heathen nations. All right. Which there's a time period that they're going to have to serve out their captivity. All right. But I wanted to point out the strangers. All right. Because this is what that is. All right. Israelite foreigners. There's even in the law, it goes into, about foreigners and coming back and having an inheritance, etc. So we're going to get all that back in the kingdom of heaven. All right. But for now, I'm just going to leave this lesson right here. Yahweh Ratazah, this was an edifying lesson. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory and respect due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rechak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Till next time, Shalom.